Okay. So, I decided to record a part 2 of this. What's up? But I got some more things to explain, that's why. I thought I was done. This is a problem right here, and there's a way to solve it, and I'm going to demonstrate because it's really simple. The oil is smoking. So, now the pan is not on the burner. That's important. It's going to start to cool down. I kind of put a little bit of air underneath the pan because that makes it cool even faster. The air is the coolest thing in this room. Except what's in the refrigerator. So, or, if there wasn't a bunch of boiling oil, I could put water on there, but that would be terrible. So there's some things I realized. These are actually like safety precautions. You got to be careful when you're cutting the potatoes. I'm going to demonstrate after these get fried up how to cut a potato on the last one that I do on the last batch. There's one more left. I'm going to save that for the end. These are 2 potatoes, but a potato is not a standard unit of size. Every potato is special, like a snowflake. That's important to remember. Also, potatoes are delicious. That's important to remember, and nutritious. Okay. Oh yeah, and they grow well. Wild and cultivated, I think. Which is important. But beyond that, I'm cooking some. Okay, there's no more smoke. Those tiny bubbles mean that the pan is still boiling hot. It's 212 degrees in the middle there. Approximately. So, but I don't want steam, because oil steam is smoke. If we're talking about like boiling. I'm putting this back on low. I'm probably going to go up to like that. But I might turn it back down to like the lowest if I need to, if I see more smoke. And I'm going to start rotating these because I know one side just got burned. And by burned, I mean seared. They're sticking to the pan a little bit, which is what things do when they get seared. But then once they get like kind of moved off of that, I'm doing that to show this half-cooked French fry right here. That basically shows what's going on. The first thing that happens is that one side gets saturated with oil and it turns translucent, but it's not fully cooked. So that's what I mean by half-cooked. It's not that half of the French fry is cooked, but the part that's cooked at all is halfway cooked. So when it turns translucent, that means it's absorbing oil. The inside of the potato goes from white to translucent. But then after that, it's going to start turning white-ish again, but it will be golden next time. Which is kind of, it sounds like, oh, golden's not a technical term, but if you look at it, it looks shiny, but not how it was before. Like it glistens, and there's usually a bunch of oil coating it too. Oh, I forgot to do the black pepper before I turned these, so I'm gonna turn everything. Basically, anyway, I use the color to tell which side needs to be down to the pan. The part that's cooked the least. Or if one side is burned at all, then not that side, the other sides. And basically how these potatoes cook when they're French fried in a pan, cooked in a pan like this with oil. Oh yeah, I need to add more oil. each batch absorbs a significant amount of oil. And so also an emergency measure, if a pan is very hot and the oil is smoking, the way to actually put it out, but you got to be really careful. A way to cool it down is to add more oil, but you have to be sure that the temperature in the pan isn't increasing, which means it's not on the burner, and which means that even it's not sitting flat on a glass top or something like that, because that can basically insulate the heat and bring it back up into the pan, because this is a burner too. So it helps to put a little air underneath the pan like this if it gets too hot. Lifting it up, getting it off the burner, somewhere cool. Even picking it up with two hands, but this gets very hot, so you have to go like that first. Sometimes that can't be used unless there's like a, what's it called, a cloth, the mittens people have, the hot cloths, hot pads, whatever. I forgot what those are called. So that's another danger or safety issue. Just like, don't start a fire when you're doing this. If it starts to smoke at all, get it off the heat and make it cool down. Adding a little bit of oil, not a lot, a little bit, can make it help to cool down a little bit. It cools it down like a few degrees, but it can be enough to reduce the smoking immediately, which is nice, to not have to breathe it in, if that ever should happen. But mostly it's like, get it away from the heat, if possible, get air underneath it. And, but make sure the pan's not about to start on fire before you add oil. That's all. Make sure it's not like on the burner. Make sure it's relatively cool when you put the oil in the pan. Okay, this is heating up. I'm probably gonna flip these soon. I'm doing a quarter turn for a lot of these. Some of them I flip onto the opposite side. Oh yeah, the black pepper. Now I have to add the pepper at the end. I can't really use the pepper as a way of... a lot of times I use the black pepper to tell which side I started with. And once they get turned a bunch, like once these get turned a lot, they're evenly coated with the black pepper in the pan, but at the beginning it's only on one side on the top. But there's none on this right now, so I'm not using that as an indicator, I guess is what I'm saying, to tell which side to flip it to. I have to look at the potato itself. When these are done, when they're cooked, I know because I can stick the fork in it. Like, I could eat that right now, but part of it's halfway cooked still, so I'm going to put that side down, the translucent part. Because I'm going for crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. That's my favorite way of French fries. The potato skins, which I love to leave on, I never cut those off. Those are the most nutritious part of the potato, and they also get the hottest in the pan, that part. So when that side gets cooked, the French fry gets hotter, if that makes sense. Also, one way of making French fries hotter in the pan is to push them all close together in the middle, like that. What I just did with all those. It packs in the heat and it cooks the sides of them as well as the bottom, which is nice. This one's done, almost. Flip it. Actually, I'll put, yeah. So these, oh, I got a hair. I don't want to eat my hair. Okay, I got it out. It's probably wise for a lot of people with long hair to put their hair up if they're cooking. Is that salt? I got salt. Or is it starch? There's something white on the phone, on the camera. I put my hair up a lot of times if I'm doing this. I would probably recommend it for someone doing it the first time. Or just like for cooking in general, it's kind of safer. These are cooling. Oh. Mmm. Okay, that was almost tragic. I almost dropped a French fry because it broke in half. But the crisis was averted. Here's how to cut a potato safely, though. Except don't push down. That's how not to do it. Don't push down. Hold the knife in place. At the last moment, I pushed down too hard. This is how to do it at the end. Because you don't want to cut down and strike over and over and over. That's not how to do it. It's a slicing motion. Peace.